Very good. My next guest, as Johnny Rotten, was the leader of the Sex Pistols. He's currently the lead singer for Public Image Limited. He's just written a book about the Sex Pistols called Rotten, No Irish, No Blacks, No Dogs. Please welcome John Lydon. Thanks a lot for coming. I understand you've been doing a lot of this today. You're tired of talking, aren't you?
Fed up promoting myself. I can't cope with it. I've found out that I'm completely uninteresting.
We'll just try and find something, some small thing that's interesting about you. We'll try as best we can.
Well, that's what the book's there for.
Yeah, no, the book is actually, I've read a lot of the book, and it's really fascinating. The first thing that struck me is I got the book, I turned it over, I always look at the back of the book first, and it said, you described the Sex Pistols as musical vaudeville. And it made me think a lot of us that were into the Sex Pistols wonder how much of it was an act, how much of it was sincere. Do you really feel that way? It was musical vaudeville?
Well, because you're young, everything you do is an act. It's just the nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we were too young to be calculated and devious, so fiasco was the order of the day.
You guys set out with a mission, which was, you thought at the time,
well,
maybe you still feel that way.
We picked our enemies rather cleverly. I mean, started with the royal family and worked downwards.
That leaves plenty of room. You thought rock and roll was dead and you wanted to end it. Is that fair?
No, I wanted to put a full stop on it and start again, yes.
Uh-huh.
Which I did, with great success.
Now, do you feel the Sex Pistols succeeded then? Because in the book a lot, you seem to imply that it didn't work.
We did what was necessary. We changed the business, the music business, for a short time, a very special time.
Mm-hmm.
But as corporate business is, they learnt new tricks from us, and it's worse than ever now. I think to be a new band now, you're really up against it big time.
Why is that?
Which is why everybody has a nice, pleasant attitude, but no content.
Now, did you guys, at the time, what were the bands that were really big that you despised in 1970?
Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Yes. Even the Allman Brothers. Couldn't resist.
I know, you just couldn't resist. You haven't lost your flair. There are like 9 of those guys back there. I know. Couldn't screw with them.
And 22 roadies with them.
Yes. Now,
I like living dangerous.
Did you guys, when you say that you changed the business and then people learned from you, what did they learn? What did the industry co-opt from you?
They learned not to have anything like us ever again.
You guys, when you were living at the height of the Sex Pistols' success, you must have been harassed a lot. I mean, when you're just walking around London.
I spent large amounts of time in jail. Yeah, that's all right.
You were singing.
It was rent-free accommodation.
You were singing songs about anarchy at the time. It's hard for people to understand now because going over the line has become an act for a lot of people. And I think people today get desensitized to it.
It was deadly serious stuff at that time, yes. I mean, nobody had ever even considered having that viewpoint.
And no one had said, you guys put...
And it wasn't enjoyable. It was very, very dangerous and very awful, but I kind of like that.
You look back fondly on those times then?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it was
Listen, for 17 years I've not talked about that part of my life because I just didn't want to remember it, quite frankly, but people have rewritten history now to such a point where I've just had enough of the mythology and the lies, hence the book. You read it, you won't be disappointed. The truth is actually better than fiction.
Well, I think one of the things that comes out in the book is you write about Sid Vicious, and you do have a different take on him than one would. You see him as just this kind of confused,
gangly, stupid fashion victim. Yes.
Yeah.
But he was one of my best mates, and that's how I can say that because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You have a lot of sympathy for him, and you actually. I was interested to see that when in the book, you say you have a little bit of guilt about bringing him into the group. Do you?
Yes, because it destroyed him, really. His ego couldn't cope with it, and his head just exploded. Well, these things happen.
I don't suppose, I even asked you, no one on the staff asked you, what did you think of Sid and Nancy, the movie? I'm guessing you wouldn't have liked it.
Dreadful, absolute fantasy.
Just guessing.
Just not worth considering.
Was it Sid at all in that movie when you look at it?
Yeah, well, the thing I hated most about that movie was I thought it glorified drug addiction, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tolerate that kind of nonsense at all.
I thought that in the movie, I thought there were parts that seemed to glorify it. At the end, I thought when he's living here in New York, I thought they made it look about as sad and depressing as it could look. You know?
Yeah, but the taxi went off to that great rock and roll heaven in the sky. These were miserable junkies. There's nothing good in that.
Mm-hmm. In the book, you're trying to help. You're trying to help Sid. Do you think you could have helped him? Do you think that there's something much you could have done?
I don't really know, because I think heroin and any kind of drug addiction, really, it's a slow, deliberate, suicidal choice, and there's not much you can do to stop these people once they start.
Yeah, well, can you hang on for 1 second? We're going to run away for a second.
Only if I have to.
Please.
Desperate to go to the toilet.
Why? I am too, but I just hold it in the whole show and smile a lot.
Like this.
We'll get you
a full load on board.
You know what? You don't. We have a guy that runs out during commercials. You don't have to go anywhere. Okay, stick around for a second. We'll be right back with more John Lydon.